Hey, what's up, guys and gals? Listen, if you haven't been signed up for Dent Trainer, you should take advantage now. Get 3 months for $99. That's right, 3 months for $99. Use promo code TOOLTIME. That's capital T's on both of them. Use that. You'll save $50 right off the bat. It was $149 for 3 months. We have this special going to the holidays, and we always change it up regularly. So take advantage today. Join Dent Trainer. My name's Mike Toledo. Let's get on with this episode. Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Mike Toledo, along with Daniel Grom, John Hiley, Vince D'Alessandro, and we don't have any guests today, thank gosh, because we are just going to hold it down. We're actually going to catch up on our latest tools, guys, what we've gotten lately, what we use a lot, and what we like. So let's get right into it.
Hey, guys, how are you?
What's cracking? What's going on?
Good. As you can see, all the video watchers, I'm an aggressive dancer. That's just the way I grind upon, that's how I get my grind on. It's like
Hey,
aggressive,
John, how's your vacay, man? You've been gone for like ever.
It was good, man. Yeah, we went to the ghetto, which was pretty cool.
That's why you cut it short, right?
Yeah, there was like seriously some places. No, I didn't cut it short.
Where'd you go?
We went straight into downtown Atlanta and stayed at the Westin, which is the highest, the biggest hotel in downtown Atlanta. And we went to the College Football Hall of Fame. We went to the Coke Museum, was badass. We went to, we also went to the Georgia Aquarium. And we ended up just doing a ton of freaking taking me everywhere. The Lenox Mall was like a place that we went, and it was super busy. But yeah, it was like we were walking around downtown Atlanta, and I mean, you gotta, I wouldn't want to be like a normal looking dude walking around there. I mean, people probably look at me and they're like, "Oh, well, he's been to the pen, so we're not gonna step on his shoes, man. Look at that, man. He's into the pen for sure, man. He got something gonna stab me with it."
Dude, I thought the same thing. Cool. I was there a couple 2-3 years ago when my son graduated from Fort Benning from the Army. We're like, hey, let's go hang out in Atlanta for the day.
Yeah.
Growing up in Chi-Town, I was
Yeah.
Let's go. Good thing I have a boy in uniform with me because they show respect for that stuff.
Dude, we almost went to the mall. It's called Underground Atlanta. And before we went, I read the reviews, and thank God we didn't go down there because I would have probably had to stab somebody. I mean, literally, if you go read the reviews of Underground Atlanta Mall, you will shit yourself. It's got like a 1.5 star rating out of like 500 reviews. And they started out real good like back in the day, but a couple years ago, they lost all their security. All the shops disappeared. So all the homeless, the drug dealers, and the gang members and people, they say never go to the restrooms in there because people are shooting heroin in there.
Oh, wow.
And it's like turned into this, like people in their reviews were literally writing like, me and my daughter thought we would go see downtown Atlanta, Underground Atlanta. And we get down there and thank God a good Samaritan found us before we got beaten, raped. He got us out of there, And then they said like drug dealers or thugs will come up to you and be like, hey man, you going to pick up my lunch today, right? We going over here. You going to pick up my lunch today, right? Like people were writing this stuff in their reviews. And I was like, damn, man, good thing we didn't go down them escalators.
Yeah. That wasn't where the CNN building is right there. There's a mall right there. That was pretty cool if you went in there.
Nah, I don't think so. It is near there. And
right across from, what is that, Olympic Park right there?
It's near Olympic Park. Yeah, it's right over there. It used to be a really cool looking place.
Yeah.
And now they say there's like cockroaches all over the restrooms and everything, probably would have reminded me of my restroom over here. Everything smells like urine.
Booger wall.
Booger wall.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
cool.
But it was a trip, man. So but we didn't go there, and we had a really good time. So all you Atlanta peeps out there, I represent, love it. Had a real good time.
Cool. Speaking of thug ruggish, I had a customer and I pulled up to a gate this morning, and they had like almost like a guard opening the door. And they opened the door and it's a big old like gate, but you can barely see it. It's like a net through, and I instantly thought I was driving in a penitentiary yard. You know what I mean? It was all these homies and thugged out dudes with tattoos on, and older dudes like between 30 to 60 years old. Just you could tell.
Dude, you should have shot a music video.
You could have. And I was instantly going. I looked at this dent. It was hard, and I was looking at it. I was going, man, I should just turn it down. I need to get the hell out of here, and I realized it's a halfway house. It's a halfway house, like motel setup. You know what I mean? And all these dudes, and they're just yelling back and yo mofo, yo fo, yo, and I got about 20 dudes watching me what I'm doing. Yo, what is that, man? That's that's effing cool, man, yo. And I was like, man, I should just give up right now and just go. But I stuck with it, man. And I guys like, man, I'm here to get paid.
You might have got a gun in your face and hey, you're gonna finish that, right?
Yeah. I had my car open and the trunk open, and these dudes are just looking at it like, yeah, what's in there, man? It's like
count everything.
Shoot, man. I was in and out like a robbery. So, but yeah, that was my day today. And not to mention tons of calls. Yelp is getting on my nerves though.
Yes.
I think Yelp is for all you dent guys out there and using Yelp, or not using, but you're obviously volunteered on there. They're coming up with a way. Watch, guarantee you, they're coming up with a way that they're going to get their noses in there and basically they're sending messages. They're becoming the middleman big time now with Yelp, and it's kind of getting on my nerves. So we'll get into that subject later on. But
well, just a heads up though, Mike, you've heard Angie's List switch their whole marketing gear.
They did, like
so
Yelp.
So I get a letter in the mail because Angie's List, it's free to join now. It's free to join. And then they sent a letter to me pretty much holding me hostage, like, you may lose your listing unless you call us to advertise with us. And I'm like, bye, Felicia. See you later.
Yeah.
See ya.
Angie's List. I think I've gotten 3 calls over 10 years from Angie's List.
I used to get a lot of them, man, but
not big out here. Not big out here.
Well, I think they're just people have been, like you got Yelp, Google, a lot of good places to see reviews for free. Why are you going to pay to be a member?
Absolutely.
Well, how you doing, Vinny?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Rocking and rolling.
Yeah.
So yesterday, I get a call from this guy to work on a 1939 DeSoto. And go to the shop, and it's a Coachworks shop, and every car in there, they don't touch a car for less than $100,000 to redo a car, restore a car. And this car, they put the stainless steel moldings on, and by pushing them on, they dented every place there was a clip. And I had to go down and just nail all these little dents, but I couldn't take off the molding to do it. Fortunately, it came out great, and the paint wasn't too soft. That's the one bad thing about those cars, is the paint's usually soft and you can't hammer down on them, that kind of thing. But this guy's shop was badass, man. They just had some beautiful, beautiful cars there.
Yeah.
What I would have told him, I would have told him, Daniel,
What's that?
I would have said, man, you guys don't do cars for under 100 grand. Why don't do dents for under 10 G's? So, I'm not up to you guys' standard yet, but here's the bill, man. Thanks. Appreciate it.
The cool thing though, the guy is super young, and he's got, the machinery he had in this building was just very impressive for a very young guy, and running a very successful business. Has no website. It's all word of mouth.
It blows me away.
And he had over, I'd say, 25 cars in the shop.
Yeah.
That's quality right there, man.
Yeah, his work speaks for itself.
That would bug me if I didn't have a website. Even if I don't care how busy I was, I need a website. I would want something to represent me.
But in that, it's that's almost like a badge of honor, though. Be like, man, look at all these hundreds of thousands of cars I got, man. I don't even got a website, man. I don't even advertise, man.
Dude, I'm retro in 1980.
I don't even answer my phone, dog. People just come here and drop the keys, write a check, and they out.
Right. All right. So let's get going.
I've been in Atlanta, right?
Talking about some tools, eh?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Talk about some tools. Okay. We can all, I have multiple tools, but I'm not going to spend, 10 minutes on each tool. I'm just going to kind of go around what I've been using.
So basically what we're going to talk about is tools that we've gotten lately. And we're going to just show them off today and really talk in depth about each tool. And each of us has picked one or two tools, right?
Give or take.
And yeah. And so let's go around. Who wants to be first?
I can go first.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, John.
Okay.
This is something I want to show you guys here. I actually picked up online the set of these right here. Now, I kind of showed off this trim removal kit here, and it's from a it's from a company by the name of it's Mueller Copes, Kueps. I don't know how you pronounce that. But if you look at this is their 5-piece set. A lot of the guys on Facebook, I kind of turned on to the 1-piece set, which is this trim tool right here. And for all you video people out there that's checking this out on video, you can see how thick the base of this clip remover is and how thin that it goes. These things are ridiculously strong and just made very, very nice. As far as R&I goes, this is my favorite set here. And just to have this addition, this 5-piece set's phenomenal. Actually,
it looks nice.
It does.
Yeah, they're super nice. I use them all the time. And I found these online for about $69, which kind of makes me mad because I paid the Mac guy $99 for my set. But it was on sale on a few online stores. And I actually Googled it and found it here. You got the National Tool Warehouse, but all you need to Google is Mueller Cups 5-piece clip lifter set, and you can find this thing for anywhere from $69 to $100.
You want to share your screen and show that?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that here real quick for all our video people out there. For the audio people out here that are listening, check the video out. I mean, we are showing a lot of this stuff on screen share here. Let me see here.
I apologize to you guys who were waiting last week for the podcast. I dropped the ball and I forgot to put it up.
There it is. It appears there's one at the National Tool Warehouse, and I did check and see if Amazon had them. Amazon does have the single one, but they didn't have this one right here at the National Tool Warehouse.
So it sounds like it's German, right?
Yeah, it appears to be.
Yeah,
they are badass, though. I mean, they're just very strong and very high quality. So as far as trim removal goes, you can't go wrong with that, man.
Is there any flex to it at all when you're prying something heavy? None.
I mean, none at all.
Steady.
And just the edges here are so paper thin that they get into anywhere.
Yeah, that's nice.
It just like the little edges of the clips that you end up breaking because you're trying to fit that square thing in there. Well, these little edges fit in there and just pry up and around it. You pop them out.
So are you saying that I won't have to grind it?
You will not have to grind this one. I'm quite sure that
those are nice.
I couldn't see of a reason to actually grind these.
Do they? It's like thin enough, like a Coke spoon that people use, right?
I don't know about that. I've never.
The O-ring removers.
Yeah.
The O-ring remover. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I'll tell you, it is thin enough where a lot of times when you're working up on a headliner and you're trying to pop the little plastic piece off around like a visor, it's very easy to slip up in between that plastic. And I don't know how many times I've used tools that like mar the little corners of them visors.
I hate that.
And these tend to, you can find the right curve and contour and they'll slip right in there and you can kind of just work it around. You don't have to worry about marring up anything at all usually when you use these. So that's been really really nice addition to my R&I arsenal.
Yeah, that looks good. Nice. I probably will pick that up very soon myself. I know Daniel will.
Single one, right?
Yeah, I have different ones, but not like that. That's nice. That's high end. I hate plastic ones, dude. So that looks nice. So
yeah. Yep.
Daniel,
so
go ahead. What you got?
Okay. I picked this up off the Snap-on truck, and it's the Snap-on Torch 400, and they have two models. These are brand new, and the Torch 400 is the more powerful one, and it's a better design than their old torch. One of the things I like about it is has a push button for your thumb, and that's the lock. So you can see right here, the lock here. And then you have an adjustment on the side so you can reach it from both sides.
Raise it up a little higher.
And then a simple trigger. Sorry about that. And this thing takes butane, but it's the same kind of grip that you get on your drills from Snap-on, which is really nice. But this thing puts out a brutal flame. I'll turn it on for you guys. And for those watching the video, I mean, it puts out a really nice flame. So when you need to, and then you can release it and it stays on until you click the back button.
Does it got like a rubbery grip to it?
Yeah, has a nice rubber grip. Fits your hand nice.
Is there a cartridge that you're putting in that, or are you loading it?
No, it just has a regular butane outlet on the bottom that you just fill it up. There's a window right here, shows you how much fluid you have in it. When you're mobile and you need to heat up your panel in these cold days coming up, this is the ticket. Or a lot of times what I'll do is I'll heat up the end of my tool, and that way I can dig right through that sound barrier stuff.
Now that's a Snap-on one, right? That's not a Blue Point?
It is a Snap-on. It does say Snap-on on it.
Cool.
So
I have the Blue Point.
Yeah, I had that one. I didn't like it as much. It was clunky. This thing is
now
quality.
You're gonna go get me to buy something else on Snap-on. I've been pretty good.
That's another thing that's advanced throughout the years. Years ago, I remember we were using the butane soldering iron. You know, with the it was Blue Point, and it's this soldering iron pen you fill up with butane, and you got this small little precision.
Oh yeah. Well, I use that. I use that on my video. One of my videos. Yeah.
Yes.
You could just heat up that one area so you're not going to crack the paint right there. Yeah. You're like
too funny.
Vinny, what you got? Anything?
What I got is something that we all got that I just wanted to touch base on, because some people are starting to talk about them on the Facebook message boards, and that's we got a sample from Anson. All four of us got sample pack from Anson, and it had the new root beer tabs in it, which were crease tabs, and it was an X tab, and there was a variety pack.
I got some right here.
There was edge tabs, and I pulled it up on the website here so I could share the screen and show you guys.
I got it on my fingers.
Viewing audience.
Let me bust it out.
Yeah, you could bust it out, or I could share it right here. They don't actually have a picture. Are you guys seeing that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. You see my whole screen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So the new tabs, there's crease tabs. There's 33 millimeter all the way down to 19 millimeter, I think is the smallest one. And I've had really good luck with these. I've been testing them now. We've had this kit now for, I think, 3 weeks. And, you know, they break. They do break. And they're very much aware that they break.
Yeah.
I heard something that they said they redesigned them and they're not having the problem anymore. Is that right?
No, I think I spoke to Craig, and he basically says it's normal for these to break, but you know, they're made to get out that nasty little stubborn pit that you want to get out and go for it. But I've had mine break the first time I used it. So
I've had to break the first time. I broke 3, bam, 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 right in a row. But I
broke one today. That was my first one that I broke. I've only broken one.
You know,
I have not broken an edge tab though yet, and I was really surprised how fun those are to work with.
Yeah.
And some people say, "Oh, well, you have an edge tab as soon as it breaks." You know, kind of replaces. You know, if you take a crease tab and it breaks, now you got an edge tab.
Now, for our viewers, an edge tab is basically looks like a full tab, but one side of it's cut off, like
it's flat.
It's flat. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. There you go.
See, I don't mind the overhang though. I don't understand why you wouldn't care if you had an overhang or not.
Well, I just did. Hold on.
Against the edge. Yeah. Then that's.
Well, I did a M4 BMW today Okay. It had 2 dings, one right close on that corner right there. Right there. It had a ding. Okay. And then it had a normal ding. Normal glue tab, fine. This one right here, I put that tab like this, just on the edge like that. Got it. Because the glue is actually bonding to most of the tab now. It's not hanging over where it'll pop off. So
See, I guess I end up using crease tabs in them scenarios. I don't know. That's just
you just turn it sideways, right?
Yeah, I turn my crease tab sideways typically in that scenario. And what some people got to realize about a crease tab, you don't have to load the whole thing.
No,
especially these longer ones, these black plagues and stuff like that. You can take that long black plague and load it halfway down to get a smaller crease, and you will get a pull like a mother with them things.
Well, I also put it on one side of the crease. So if it's more towards the edge, I will take the glue, instead of putting it in the middle of the tab, I'll put it on one side of the edge of the tab and let that part get closer to the edge. You know?
Yeah.
Now the other thing,
get up to the belt molding.
Yes, I did that. I did that on an MDX yesterday. I used the half dome tab right up to the edge.
What I wanted to say about Anson's deal here, you know, one of the I was thinking about this, like they say that it's designed to break or it's designed to break, but that I don't know, man. There had to have been some creative marketing to allow people to understand that before they go out there, because now they're getting all these people on Facebook that are showing the broken tabs. And, you know, the troops are rallying and they're yelling, you know, oh, I'm going to go with this other glue tab company. Woohoo. And they got to do something about their marketing on this. So Anson out there, you guys are out there, might be listening to us. You guys might want to let people know up front when they purchase these tabs that they're prone to break, but they're designed, like Mike said, for the stubborn tabs, but you got to pump that in your marketing.
Yeah.
Or else people are going to buy them and just think they're faulty.
Yeah. You know what? And people also should, if they're listening to this, Craig is one of the nicest dudes on the planet. And if you got a problem and you don't think it's right, I guarantee you, if you contact Craig at Anson or Michelle, they will make it right. Guarantee you. But one of the nicest people in the world. So don't crap on them until you actually talk to them. And I would talk to them before you make any public things. I don't like to do that. I would never do that. I always talk to the people, just give their feedback if they're aware of it. Which I did. I did talk to Craig about that. Me and Vince, I think, talked to Craig right off the bat about that. As far as moving along for me,
well,
go ahead.
Hold on, I wasn't done.
Oh, sorry. Holy crap!
Yeah, there's more in that kit that we got.
There's a lot of
you're
things
talking
in
about the whole kit. Okay, got it. All right.
Well, I didn't want to get into the whole kit because we're still product testing.
You're highlighting it. Okay, go ahead.
The major things I wanted to highlight out of that kit were those tabs, and that glue that he gave us is ridiculous.
I haven't tried it yet. I have not tried it. I was like, there's some glue.
I've been using Extreme Purple, and
that's one of my favorites.
Cactus Green since MTE, when I got it all for free in that kit that I won. You know,
you freaking, Vince, you're such a freaking mooch, dude.
So I've been using
Since I got it for free.
And I tried the other stuff. The other stuff was all right, but I love that Extreme Purple, and the Cactus Green was fantastic. And I cut them in half, and I've been alternating between the two. And he sent us the Swiss Blue. I think it's Swiss Blue, and it's their own formulation of glue. And I mean, it snaps. You know, as soon as you're putting it on the tab, you're doing the 10-second rule, pulling it off, and it cleans up. It always comes off in one piece. It's really well formulated. I'm using a Stucky glue gun with it, and I have it turned all the way almost off. It's a really low setting on this glue as well, which is good because the battery is going to last a long time.
Yeah. So you're using the ice blue one? Which one?
Well, I'm not even sure if they have a name for it yet, but I believe it's Swiss Blue.
But that's supposed to be for colder climates. But you're using that normally and everything. Well, SoCal temperature.
He sent it. Yes, and he sent it to us in the kit with the Glue Tracks kit, and he sent us like 40 sticks of this stuff. So I'm like, hey, it's free. I'm going through it.
I know what you're talking about. That's not the Swiss Blue. No.
That's not Swiss.
No, that's his new. That's his new glue that came with that. Yeah, that's not Swiss Blue. I'm like, that shouldn't be working in your climate right now, our climate. So as well.
Well, he told me it's a new formulation. I'm just going by Swiss Blue because it's blue in color.
Daniel, what do you know what it is? What is it? What is that stuff? You got something. You said you like it.
Yeah, I do like it. I don't know what he's calling it, but I had the same experience, and it reminds me of a lot of tab weld. To be honest with you, it's very similar.
Does it get that kind of? Because I haven't used it yet. I just looked at it. I was looking for stuff, and I was like, "Oh, there's those glue sticks." But does it have that kind of plasticky feel when you gluing and pulling it off, or what is it?
I think it's more rubbery. I've never tried tab weld because I've never gotten it.
Well, that's what it's like. It's like a rubber plastic. Yeah, you never got any.
It reminds me a lot of it. Although I haven't gotten the spider webs like I do on the tab weld. The tab welds, you notice you get spider webs when you're putting it on your tab, and you get those little spider webs off of it. Tab weld's really bad about that.
Honestly, I really think, sorry, John, I think it has a lot to do with how hot your temperature, your gun is, though. So,
yeah, you're right about that.
I'll have to check them out. I'll tell you what, tab weld is definitely some great glue. The only complaint I have about it is removal. Removal is not as easy as some of the other glues. But, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
When these things are formulated, there's got to be some give and take.
Yeah.
There's got to be something that pulls from something, and I would imagine probably the strength of the pull is pulling from the removal. And
I agree. I think finding the best glue is like finding the best woman, dude. It's not going to happen, dude. You're not going to find the perfect woman. This woman cooks and cleans, but she don't friggin'.
I think climates make a big difference. What works up here in Northern California
is
not necessarily going to work the same down in Southern California.
Yeah. Look how crazy everything's getting dialed in. I mean, like glue is becoming funner and better. And I hate to say it, but easier. Glue pulling now.
You know what? I'm glue pulling almost probably 90% of my dents now. Anything big, I'll start with the glue pull first to try to
get the mass out, get the meat.
Yeah, get the mass out and start off that way, and then I follow up with just regular PDR.
Yeah.
Mike has done a lot of tutorials on Dent Trainer about that. He did a whole series called what was it? What was that series called, Mike?
Glue pull practicals. I'm actually working on another series right now. It's really cool.
But
you've been working on that for a while.
Wait, Mike, it was something like beginning dents with glue, like where you just showed how to start a dent with glue, and you just got a series.
Okay. Yeah. It's kind of like
there's so many videos on that thing, Mike.
I can't even remember it. Yeah, but it's like a combo dent series. So yeah, you start with glue or super tabs or cold glue, whatever, and finish it. So
all you members out there, check it out. You guys want to get a visual of what we're talking about? Go.
That is true. We gave one of our guy that's working for me, Achilles. I gave him a pass to go in there. Of course, when we do that, you got to put in your card no matter what. But anyways, he goes in there and he tells me, Mike, there's so many videos in there. I didn't even know where to begin because he's already a veteran tech, but he says it was just unbelievable. It's really, he said almost overwhelming, but in a good way. So that's good. I'd like to hear that. Is it my turn?
What's that noise?
Somebody's airplane. Right.
No, it's me.
I think we already talked about this, but let me pull it out because I'm gonna pull my headphones off. Okay, you guys might have seen this already. Where I was talking, John. I think you got one of these. Anybody?
Yeah, buddy.
You got one of these, Daniel? This is the PDR Finesse fender lip tool. It freaking rocks. Okay. So what it does is it gets right underneath that lip of the fender. Okay. I'll give you a good close up right there. If it'll focus on it. Come on, focus. It's not going to focus. Anyways, this sucker works really good. I know it's hard to see that whole length, but there you go. And it kicks ass, I have to say. John, what do you think? How do you think it works? It's like if you guys are trying to visualize, it's kind of like a hook, like a finger, almost like your index finger curved. Okay, like a eagle claw and tapered at the front lip of the edge, more beveled on the outside and thin on the inside, very thin. And man, it gets right to the lip of those fenders.
Let me play devil's advocate for you, because me personally, I like using a flat bar when I'm in a fender well. The reason being I have more stability off the tire rather than having something round rolling around the tire.
Well, this is really good for just pinpointing the last little bit, though.
Right to the edge. Yeah.
Right on the edge when you're finishing that dent and you're trying to get them last little crimps in there that are needed. So a lot of times this isn't like a big pressure tool like you're talking about with your flat bar.
Right.
Because I like putting the flat bar in there too to get the big pressure out.
Sure.
This thing, when it comes to straightening the edges, the little small, tiny pushes,
Yeah.
I mean, that's where it comes in king.
How does it compare to the DT tool? Because that's what I use to finish off the dent right at the edge.
It's good, Vince. It's good. DT tool. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I still use all of them. It's just if you have that little kink, that stubborn kink right in the lip of the edge, and you just want to get that little. I don't know. It's like having a booger in your nose, man. You just got to get, you just got to grow your fingernail a little bit longer, dude. So, but it's good. The model number on it, I can't remember what they etched their tools, but I can't see that. So I'll put that.
And Mike, something I want to point out to the audience and the viewers out there that may not have a PDR finesse tool. When you hold that thin of a rod in your hand, Mike, you can feel a difference in the tempering with the way PDR finesse. Something about the way they do their tempering, that little thin tool that you've seen Mike put up there is freaking rock solid.
Yeah, 248. That's the number.
All the good companies are going to temper really well. Ultra, some of the other big companies, A1, if you're not getting their spring steel, they're going to have them really tempered on the stainless steel end. But PDR finesse, for some reason, when you put a hand like a Zircus rod in your hand or that rod right there, the tempering is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
From what Ike told me, it's because they measured at 44 Rockwell hardness and they do their tempering in-house. So they did the scientific research on it there and they actually temper it in-house.
Their rods and their steel is good. I mean, it's stiff, and I've seen other companies try to replicate some of their stuff that they make, and it's flimsy. It's not as strong. Vince has give. You don't like that. Finesse has got very good stiffness, shall I say? Very good. They make really good, stiff, sharp tools now. So, and it's
now,
model number.
Do you have one of those devil tails from?
Actually.
Dent Gear.
Hold on a second.
Dent Gear.
Thank you.
Dent Gear.
That's kind of like an old school whiz tool, right? The fender lip tools, how they.
Yeah, that's what I've been using, but I can see where that gets a little bit more pinpoint,
a little bit more to the edge.
If that's the case, I'll grab the original so you guys could compare it to an original
Dent
Wizard.
One of Dentcraft's tips, but he's also got one that's bigger too. It's like about yay long too. So,
yeah, you know where I put that on? Put that on one of my motorcycle tools, the hook tools, and then you've got that same tool almost.
Hey, that kind of looks like the set screws that I send out to people who buy my tool. Paul Corden, I don't know if you guys noticed in our group, he made a post there where he was using the set screw or a thumb screw, not a set screw, a thumb screw to rebuild a crease line. So I just wonder how well that would work effectively in one of the reverse. I'll have to try that out. I'll have to try that out to report back because I got some interchangeable tip fender lip tools. And I'd like to see how that little
I'd be careful of them breaking though.
Yeah. I got two different kinds. I got one that's really shiny stainless, and I got these ones that are like old school looking, like the metal's been aged.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there are definitely different types of metal there I could try
So
out.
it really looks like my wife's calling. She doesn't want a podcast. Hey, what's up, everybody? Still writing invoices and hail estimates by hand? Why? When you can have an app on your iPhone, iPad, or Android tablet that takes all the hassles and messy paperwork away with just a scan, tap, and click. I'm talking about the MobileTech RX Invoice app. Super streamlined for you hardworking and busy techs. Stop sacrificing family time and fun time at the end of the month with statements. With just one click, you can send and forget about it. Check out all these features. Write up an accurate hail estimate in minutes with your favorite matrix or with a popular insurance matrix. Permissions control for who sees what. View sales and reports. Email and wireless print capabilities. And for an additional add-on, you can get the powerful comparative pricing feature. So whether you're one-man band or a large PDR company with a big crew, the MobileTech RX can do it. Get MobileTech RX app today on your iPhone, iPad, or Android device now.
I knew she wasn't there when you told us that you were looking for the right woman, like the right glue. So I was like, Mary must be gone.
Well, I mean, yes, it was like, you know, it was like back
He
in
wasn't
the
even
day,
like checking
you know.
behind him or anything
No
like that when
way.
he said that. So I already knew Mary was gone.
I love my woman. You hear that, babe? I love my woman.
Good thing she didn't listen to this podcast.
Yeah, I'll make sure she does.
There you go, Mike. Mike, hold that up there again. That's an OG Dent Wizard.
Yeah, that is OG.
Originally gay or originally gangster?
Watch
Hey,
out,
you're gonna get sued now.
Mafia is going to be at your door.
That's
oh,
right, yeah.
dog. My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, but this got a little bit more hook to it than that.
Yeah. Now, what about let's do that devil tip again.
Well, you know, that's the thing. It looks like the finesse. The cool thing about the finesse one I want to tell you guys about as well, you can slide it up under the fender liner without removing the liner.
Right.
You know, like where the fender liner is still tucked in, you can kind of like, you know, jam it down in there.
Don't you just poke holes through the fender liner with it?
There was one fender that I poked a hole through. I finally gave up on it. I forget which model that was. I think it was an old.
I don't know where it's at, Vince. They can be one.
BMWs, man.
Yeah.
Those.
Dude, I fought this thing forever, and I was like, forget about it.
Okay.
It's plastic, and I'll put a plastic plug in it.
So we know like this is obviously everything's about glue pulling now. It used to be what 20% back in the day, guys. Now it was 30, 40. Now it's 50% or more, right? You're using glue. At least for me, because I find myself using glue more and more. But speaking of that, where I'm going at is obviously the tabs are changing like crazy. The glue's changing like crazy. But how about them friggin' cordless glue guns now, guys? How about that? So speaking of that, I've got one right here from Dent Society. It is a cordless glue gun. It's a simple cordless glue gun. It doesn't have all the fancy bells and whistles like the, shall I say, Carl Stuckey's or the new James Lee one, which I should be getting tomorrow. Thank gosh. I want to check that out. But it's nice. It's super light. It heats up super fast. Now, my batteries are kind of old, so I'm getting about an hour and a half on this 18 volt. Some guys are saying they got this new battery out and it'll go for like 6, 7, 9 hours, something like that. That's crazy. So,
Dude, I gotta say that looks exactly like a Stuckey glue gun from the top end.
They're using the same one.
yeah, they could be. Yeah, it kind of does. Yeah, actually does. I wasn't even comparing.
And I only say that because we've always talked about people copying other people's ideas and tools and stuff like that. But I would think that maybe that's a manufactured.
Yeah, but this idea, Charlie Molina was actually one of the first guys to come out with the cordless light. I mean, I was cordless glue gun. So I don't know, but it's simple. That's what I'm saying. It's simple and it heats up fast. I mean, within 5 minutes, I'm squeezing glue out real quick. That's pretty fast for a cordless glue gun.
Yeah, but you don't have a temp control on it.
And that's why I said it's basic. So
Yeah.
it runs about, I'm not sure actually. It's dentsocietytools.com. I think it's between 100 and 150 bucks somewhere out US. So I think somewhere on there.
And I think when we talk about copying people's ideas, we got to get this straight, because we're not talking about something that's remotely close, or like obviously that's bought from some other manufacturer and then somebody just added a battery to it. I mean, we're talking about if you take somebody's idea and
Like the
exactly
handle.
duplicate it and sell it just like theirs, then that's when you're just going way too far out of the box. So like Woody Cost the other week when he had his box, it was obviously different than Drew's, but they had the same shape. You know what I mean? You really can't call that a copy when it's made out of different materials. It has different features to it. I mean, you know, you can't just invent a wheel and then not expect anybody else to invent their own version of the wheel.
Yeah.
You know, that's not what we're saying here. We're saying like the people that are stealing exact ideas out there and literally just jacking people from, you know, the exact copies. So, I mean, that's where I stand anyhow.
I agree. Yeah. I agree, John. I think that, you know, we're going to see huge improvements, which I think, what you got there, John? What do you got there, man? I think we're going to see huge improvements, crazy improvements for the next 5 years, dude. It's just going to go balls to the walls. I know James Lee's got a bunch of tricks in his hat. I know Carl Stuckey's going to come out with his stuff. That's not including all the light manufacturers So
I'm excited about what the future has.
John Hiley says he's pointing at himself. He's got some drags in his tricks.
No. I'm part of that movement, y'all. So I mean, there's some stuff coming along. I'm part of the movement. I'm in full in, man. I love
Good luck to you, man. I hate being in the tool industry. I would not want to be in it.
I think it's like my favorite thing to do, man. I even like making them, like actually doing the physical labor and stuff like that. I don't know. It takes your mind somewhere else. You know what I mean? Where you just some sort of physical grinding. You know what I mean? Hammering stuff like that.
I can tell you why. It's because you're being creative, and that's why we enjoy our job. Is we're being creative every time we touch a dent, and the same thing goes with making tools. You're being creative. And I think that's a fundamental need for dent techs.
Yeah, I agree. I can't. Honestly, you guys heard me say this a lot, but I'm friggin' super thankful that I'm in this business, that I'm doing this, and instead of cutting lumber or friggin' flipping burgers or being a cop, risking my life, and not putting you guys down, law enforcement. I give you guys my utmost respect because that's what I was going to be doing. I was going to be in law enforcement. So.
No, I love what I do, man. It's so much fun.
Yeah. And Mike, I brought this out because I wanted to bring up the fact that it's
the Craftsman hammer.
The Craftsman, hey, look, Daniel sleeps with his too.
Billy.
Hold on a second, guys. And audience,
Billy.
I don't want you guys to think I'm trying to tell them to plug my hammers in. I do not tell anybody to sit there and give my reviews. If you like it, I want you to talk about it. If not,
are you gonna continue making this or no?
No, that's the thing. That's the great thing about it now, guys. I do not want to be in the tool industry. So if you guys want to grab one, I guarantee you'll love it. And if you don't like it, send it back. I'll give your money back. I guarantee you'll like it. So what are we talking about?
So we're talking about Mike's paddle, and we had to bring this out to do a tool review. I mean, you gave it to me, so and Vince got it, and John got it, and
love mine, love it.
Yeah, you did it. You know what? You did a great job on these things. First of all, the leather on the back, nice thick. I mean, that's nice leather on the back. And I don't know what you glued it on there with, but it ain't coming off. And then you did custom handles for each of us, and the handle is beautifully done. So it's not just a wooden club. You can obviously see that you put some time in here. And then you got carved into the wood. You got your logo, which is kind of cool. So, I hope you don't make them anymore. I want this to be a collector's item. I just need you to sign it when I'm at MTE in gold.
And everybody, put yours up, Vince. Put yours up, like the wood part. Everyone's is different. Everyone's got a different. That's the thing about E-Fit wood is that it's different. It's got a different color. It's got a different pattern. It doesn't look like oak all the time.
So this is where I want to tell these guys where I've been using it and I love it, is on fender wells. So you got a fender well that whole edge is blown out or kinked.
Mm-hmm.
You can, with that nice leather in there, you could either just do a force push, you can do a hammer on the back, you could just paddle it, and it doesn't hurt the paint at all. It works really nice for that. And as you can see, I customized mine and put a little ball on the end.
Look at you. Look at John. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, John. I was thinking about that too. I was going to put it on the other side, but yeah, no wonder
Did you put a helicoil in that?
Hey, mine is better than your guys. So that's right. I drilled a hole and tapped the side of it right here. And I'll tell you what, a lot of times I couldn't find a plastic tip, so I just threw on this little blending tip right here. But there's times I'm sitting here doing knockdown work, and I don't feel like grabbing, I'm going to even say it, I don't feel like grabbing my own hammer, anybody's blending hammer. And I just flip it over and just smack it with this. I mean, you're not going to get the blending effect with it, but you will be able to knock it down relatively quick from a distance, and you're going to be able to use it from a distance. I mean, it's a nice little tool, especially when you're working on a big dent. You're hitting right here. You see something over there, you might want to smack it like that, hit back here.
Yeah.
Just a cool little.
Plus, it fits really nice underneath your seat. So if you got some road rager coming after you,
yeah,
you pull this out.
Well,
smack them.
My friend no, my kid's friend came over and my son had my hammer in his hand because he likes holding the handles all the time. He's like, every time I get done making new hammers, he's paddles, he's going over to feeling the grips because some people want custom grips. And he answers the door and his friend goes, "What do you got in your hand? Is that a beating stick?" so
Yeah.
Hey, did you guys notice though on the paddles that there's different strike zones on that thing? Did you guys notice, like, if you tap it from the tip or you tap it from the middle or you tap it from the back, you get a different type of strike zone?
Yes, absolutely. You know what I used it for yesterday? I had a BMW 750 Li, and I had the belt molding off, and I had to put the belt molding back on. Well, I slapped it down with the leather side of it.
I did too. I've done that too.
Yeah.
You put this on top of the belt molding, use your Craftsman hammer on it or your other hammer.
I've actually hit crowns with it, Vince.
I whack crowns with the leather side. Bam, bam, bam. Yeah.
I pulled a truck, the plastic rail on the top of a truck. You pull that off, and then I use this to beat it down, put it back on. Worked great.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Cool.
bar it.
And speaking of that, they are a limited edition because I probably won't get any more. I know Ultra has a bunch now. They have about less than 50, I think, and I have about 30. So
yeah, I'm like Charlton Heston at this point. From my cold, dead hands, I thought the Craftsman hammer would have to be dragged out of my hands, but no, it's now the Dent Time E-Fit handle.
yeah, get one, guys. You have nothing to lose. Go to my site or PM me and I'll send you one. And if you don't like it, send it back.
Now, can everybody get them autographed when we see at NPE?
They can if they want.
We were
Bring
at
your own
MTE.
marker.
One of the first years, Mike and I went to MTE, and this dude come up to ask him for an autograph, and he's like, "What?"
Yeah, that was
so
embarrassing.
uncomfortable.
Get
Yeah.
the hell out of here.
He was so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And then the next year, he brought a Sharpie.
Yeah, right. Get out of here.
He was ready for him.
Cool. All right.
All right,
Hey,
come on.
well, is anybody else got any tools? Oh, real quick. Hold on.
No.
Hold on.
Yeah, I do.
All right, go ahead. You go. Then I'll go.
Okay. So I got this set from Ultra, and it's a shave tool, hockey stick, and it has their what do you call this? Adjustable handle, cog on the end.
Octagon.
So octagon. And what's great about these is, first of all, they're out of round stock. So these are not out of flat stock. These things are so friggin' strong. These things are incredible. But I used to have a right and a left. Now I only have to have one. And you just take the handle off of it. And so you're eliminating a whole set of tools.
Yeah. I
which
like that.
justifies the cost, number one. But you can, if you need to put that handle at, a quarter turn, that might make all the difference from hitting a mirror or hitting some trim or something like that, to get into some of these tight spots. If you take a belt molding off and slide down, like on a Ford F-150, if you take that bolt molding off of a truck, there's all kinds of little holes up in there.
So Daniel, it's like whale tail strung, not prying wise, because you just bent that, and that just made me cringe.
That was a thin tool. I mean, I'd say this is 1/8 inch.
Yeah.
But
yeah, those are good shit.
This one is 1/4 inch, and this thing doesn't bend at all. I mean, they're stiff.
So
they're really stiff.
Basically, those are like shaved, like blade tip tools in different lengths and diameters.
And it has a whole set. They come in. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them that I got.
Now, is the handle a new handle, or is that going to fit on your other tools?
It fits on all of them, but it is a smaller knurl.
Okay, the mural is smaller, but the fitting is the same, so you can use
fitting is the same. Yeah.
Okay.
So you can put any T handle on there. You can put big handle on there, and then I think he has extensions for these too.
Nice.
I know. Yeah.
Because that's one of my big issues with Ultra. I have a lot of Ultra tools, but they're not my go-to because of the flex that's involved.
Yeah, he's been making some new tools, and he's doing something different.
Yeah.
And I'm noticing the difference. And honestly, I think it started with my motorcycle tools because those things are very stiff.
Those tools don't move.
Yeah, and
I would imagine I don't have a set, but if I did, I would imagine they don't move.
only if you get it free, right?
Yeah, then he'll use it. Okay, so you guys probably heard me talk about the Dent Society tool magnet holder.
Oh.
That part wasn't magnet. That's an aluminum piece or whatever that was. But anyways, really love it. I love the flat one. It's great. I like to put it on the ground, and I can, instead of throwing my tips down because I get impatient, I don't put them back. Well, this keeps me in good habit, especially I'm not going to lose my tools, my tips, and whatever or not. So
what's that tip you got going on there? That with
you guys want to see?
tape on it
You want to see the tip? You want to see the tips? Yeah. Well, this is
no,
only
just that one tip. Is that
one?
for? Yeah. What is that?
This is actually Sal Contreras', believe it or not.
Gotcha. Okay. Wrapped with.
Now,
I
what's
put,
the one
I put my
next
own
to
leather
it?
on it though.
It's the round one.
This
What's
one?
that big thing?
This one?
No, the big one.
That one? Oh, that
The
one?
top one.
That's
yeah.
from-
Oh, that's the extension for your handle, for your ultra handle.
Okay. I was like, what the hell is that? Okay.
And then here's one. This is John Hiley's
That's from
blending
John.
steel ball. Okay.
Yep.
Gotta have one of those. But I mean,
Same-
it's and then here's one you guys should consider getting. Vince, this is something that you have. This is that tip, that nylon tip, screw-on tip.
Yes.
Okay. I got that from PDR Finesse. I also got this one from PDR Finesse, and I think I sent you one, Vince. You got to get one of these, dude.
Yeah,
This is
I got an older
whale
version
tail.
of that.
Now, the
Yeah,
whale
that's
tail,
awesome.
this particular whale tail, how thin it is, the tip of that right there makes a whole hell of a difference. If you make it too sharp, you're going to chew up the metal. But it's
Where are you using that? On what tool?
okay.
On creases. On
Anything, creases, fender lips. I actually use it for hail too. I hit the tip. I hit the dent with the tip right here. Turn my tool sideways. Now I can finish with the tip on the edge. So
Smart.
it's really
Cool.
good. So I think that wraps it up. Who's got some tool tips? PDR tool tips.
I've got one. Of course.
Real quick. Let me give a shout out though,
Yeah.
because I wanted to talk about this tool real quick.
Yeah. Sorry, John.
And they're the Edgy Tool hooker set here.
Oh yeah.
And as many of you guys know that I'm big time into, if you look on Dent Trainer, I got a lot of video on fixing like double panel rear quarter dents. And that was a big thing for me for years because it was a challenge. Like, how do you get two panels of metal to move, when it's crunched in, especially when it's out of line? Well, I've actually found these hookers to be one of the best ways to move them double panels is to hook them right up underneath that rear quarter panel, put your heaviest slide hammer on there, and just start working it down, working it back and forth until eventually you can actually dolly out the entire edge of a rear quarter panel. Now, this thing right here, I never thought that I would ever use until I was inside a back hatch and we bent the crap out of one of them holes where the plastic insert goes into to grab your handle to pull down. We bent the crap out of this hole. I looked at it, I was like, oh my God, we really went to town on that one. But luckily, it was a rental car that I was doing for one of my students, and he'd worked on that hatch for like a day and just bent the crap out of that hole. Well, I put this thing on there, went across and dollied that edge and straightened that hole out like a champ. So, got to give a big shout out to these two tools because as I something and respect it, and it takes me a while to respect something. I definitely respect these being in my arsenal.
Yeah, Dave.
When
Dave's
you
doing a
get
great
those
job.
fender dents where you can't open the door because it's kinked right in front of the front door.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Grab that edge tool. That edge tool and throw it behind there. Don't open the door and just pull it out so you could open the door for the customer, or if you're going to work on it.
Easy
I do it,
150.
Huh?
Easy 150. So
Exactly.
We had a lady that she actually drove to the front door. She was about 90 years old and called our 1-800 number on the door. And my wife calls me and says, there's a lady in our parking lot that's stuck in her door.
Yeah.
And we go out there, and her door, she had just hit something and drove over here.
I can't get out.
Yeah, so we went out there and crowbarred it out and all that stuff. And I went and left, and Alan was talking to her. He came back in. He's like, man, she said that she was like dying of cancer in 90 days, or so. I only had like 90 days to live. She was dying of cancer. And I was like, so what did you charge her for it? And he just like stopped for a second. That's exactly what you guys did. And I started laughing. I was like, I'm just messing with you, man.
She probably gets a lot of free stuff telling people that.
Yeah, telling people that. Yeah, isn't that funny? I always wonder that. I'm like, man, did we get hustled? But we would have done it for free for anybody. We took a crowbar out there. I mean, that's how bad it was.
Yeah.
And just crowbarred it. I mean, it was brutal, but it got her out of the car.
Okay, guys, we got to wrap this up. Go ahead.
One other place those hookers work great is when you're working on motorcycles and you mess up the opening, the fuel opening. You got to have those hookers. The only thing to fix it. Okay, let's go.
Nice.
Wrap it up.
All right, PDR. I don't have a tip for this year. I mean, for this one.
Okay, I got one.
Go ahead.
So I got called out to my local Harley dealer to work on a front fender, brand new bike. Nice little round dent right on the front edge of a fender. And I get there and I forgot my aluminum dent light with my battery. I'm like, damn it. And luckily I have my backup, and it's a Pro PDR solution, and it has a cigarette lighter. So I'm going, I don't have anything to plug this thing into, and it's a motorcycle. I'm like, Jesus, what am I going to do? So I go ask the guys for a jumper, and he goes, what do you need a jumper for? And I go, well, I need a cigarette lighter to plug it in. He goes, oh, you don't need that. There's a cigarette lighter right on the motorcycle on the fairing. And I went, oh man, that's cool. So I plugged it into the fairing, turned the bike on, and I had power for my light. So there's my tech tip. So if you need power to your light, there's a cigarette lighter on all the new Harleys.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Nice.
Hey,
that reminds me, I could have done that. There was a Harley parked next to me, and I needed some electricity for one of my glue guns because my other one ran out of battery. I could have freaking just used that guy's freaking battery.
Also,
right what are you doing?
There's also a little door on the fairing.
Yeah.
Pop that open. There's a USB, so you can power your phone too.
Hey, you're using his battery. You got your phone's charging. So what are you doing, man?
Oh, you can play your music, or you can play your PDR tool podcast onto his speaker.
Sucking all his juice out of his.
Oh, I'm sorry, your bike is dead.
Yeah. Hey, John, what you got? Anything? Anybody?
Yeah, I got a tip for you guys here. And I'm going to give you a little overview of a video that I actually just put out today on Dent Trainer. And it's all about Facebook's ad targeting. So a lot of you folks who had advertised in the past on Facebook might have not had really good results with it, because back in the day, their targeting was it was trash. I mean, it was very bad. And you spent a lot of money. You really didn't see a lot of results. Well, it's kind of flipped. Since then, Facebook has been pushing the envelope on targeting your exact market that you want to hit. So I have a Dent Trainer tutorial about this right now, but I'm going to give you guys a brief overview. When you run a boost on Facebook, you not only can target a geographic area, you can target a secondary one that's down to 3-mile radius, and then a first one that's up to a 10-mile radius. And for instance, like let's say you wanted to target people who like Lexus in your area, or who like Mercedes-Benz, or who like a Procter and Gamble, as a big work facility that's specifically in your area. Facebook has broke it down really, really good as far as ad targeting goes. And I actually have a whole video where I talk about that, and I also talk about the psychology of the way people feel when they're scrolling through their wall and they see an advertisement. Because people don't go to Facebook to scroll down their wall and the second ad that pops up to be an advertisement. So I talk a lot about, what to pay attention to there, how to set it up, and how to market it correctly. And it's a pretty cool tutorial on there, but I just want to let everybody know that, Facebook's targeting is ridiculous. Like if a hail hits in a city, you can target that city's residents. You can target an age group.
Nice.
You can target if a hail hits a factory that's big enough to be on Facebook's like and interest, you can target that exact factory and the people that work there. And when they scroll on their Facebook, like everybody does, your ad's going to pop up.
Cool.
John,
I mean-
TMI, man. You're giving out a great tip.
You know what though? I've made a decision. Look, man, I give out information, and I just believe whatever I give out comes back to me in tenfold. And I live in I talked about this before, Vinny. I live in a state of abundance. I never live in a state of scarcity. So that's why you guys see a lot of good information coming from us here at Dent Trainer and us here, is because we're not afraid to put it out there because we believe there's enough for everybody.
And
I'm
Mike
going straight to Dent Trainer now.
and Mike could always edit this later and take that out, right?
All right, guys. Are we any more? Vince, you got one or not?
What about you? You don't get
No,
one?
I told you.
I'm gonna wait till next week. We're over an hour already.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we are out of here, guys. So
Don't forget, level up your tools.
level up your tools. I'm Mike Toledo, along with Daniel Grom, Vince D'Alessandro, and the big old John Hiley. See you guys
Join
next
the
week.
revolution.
Join the revolution. And don't do anything I wouldn't do twice.